Welcome back, everybody. This is Brother Meat here. Today we have a slightly different build for you. This is one that I've probably rehashed already once before, but I want to show you a trick that you can use while you're leveling up this character to give them even more feats than would normally be allowed. It's not a cheat per se, it's something that can happen. It's something you should attempt to do on a build like this because, again, more feats means really a much more diverse characters. Feats that you would normally pick, like Power Attack, which didn't get picked up here, were given for free as part of his Bloodrager Bloodline. In this case, Abyssal. That can give you up to 5 feats. You get them at level 6, 9, 12, 15, and 18. And again, there is a list. You have to meet the requirements for that list. So again, for example, let's see if I can show you some of these feats. Where you at? Power Attack was one of them. Another one was Cleave, all in the same bloodline, the Abyssal bloodline. Cleave, to get it, you have to actually have Power Attack. So again, the same is applicable here. Power Attack was available on the list. Cleave was grayed out, so you can't pick it. Now, I could have grabbed Power Attack sooner with one of my actual feats up here, and then have Cleave and the free pick at, say, level 6. Nothing wrong with that. But I'm like, let's try to micromanage the character a little bit more. And how do we do that? One is we write down the feats for whatever bloodline you're going to pick. And I also suggest you write down the spells that you get, because you get a spell at level 1, 2, 3, and 4. Or spell level, I should say, 1, 2, 3, or 4. And again, those are listed down here. So you'll see we have, for example, Brave Enfeeblement, Bull Strength, Rage, and Stone Skin. Write those down so that when they come up in your build, when you can pick them, you don't. Good news is the game will give you a thumbs down. That thumbs down, when you're picking those spells, will show you or let you know by the thumbs down that you shouldn't pick it because you're going to get it for free. Now, yeah, you may want it sooner than later, and hey, that sucks. But again, it's wasteful. It's a free spell. Might as well wait for it just to show up. Again, I kind of hate the fact that these don't show up right when you get level 1 spells, or right when you get level 2 or 3 or 4, because that's all you're getting anyway is 4 spells. So why not make them when it shows up? Again, that's quibbling. I don't particularly care. It's just annoying. It's much like me getting Power Attack but having to wait till level 6 to get it. This character is a strong character. As you can see, we have stuff that's already buffing us besides. We'll talk about that in a bit. But by and large, we started off with a strength of 19, dex of 13, 14 for con, 13 for intelligence, wisdom was 7, charisma was 14. I am a human, so 2 points went into strength. That's how I got it to 19. And that's where we started. And normally I would say put 5 points at level 4, 8, 12, 16, and 20, all in strength. Finish with a solid 24. I didn't do that. I took 2 points away. Why? Because I wanted dexterity to go from a 13 to a 14. Better armor, better reflexes. You can see the appeal. And then, of course, intelligence from 13 to 14. Again, more skill points. It's certainly something that's appreciated. So again, we finished with a strong character, very competent, agile besides, good attack bonus, because again, a Blood Rager is a lot like a Barbarian in that they get a base attack bonus at every level. So we finished with a BAB of 20. You can see we're getting 4 attacks right now, and I don't have haste cast on myself. So again, I'm crushing it right now with this crappy ass Fauchard. It's just a cold iron Fauchard. I gifted myself, so I'd have it. This was the weapon of choice for me. Why? It is a ranged melee weapon, or reach weapon is what they'll call it. So you'll see melee 5 feet, 6 feet, or something of that regards down here. That lets you know you reach farther than normal. If it just says melee, like a longsword or dagger or bastard sword, stuff that you would think even might be a reach weapon, like a trident or a quarterstaff, aren't. They're literally just considered melee. That's a 2-foot range. So again, you can attack someone just as close with a quarterstaff as you could with a dagger. Makes no sense to me, but it's the way it is. This build is about maximizing, if you will, your rage capabilities, your ability to buff yourself, whether it's in human form or a different form. We'll talk about that in a bit. The ability to sling out spells that do solid damage, even though you don't have many spells and you don't have very limited spell list. You still have offensive spells, like really good ones. And this build is all about that. Also, we have 2 spell books. One is from your bloodline, from your Blood Rager class, not your bloodline, your class. The other comes from our Mythic path, which in our case went demon. The spell books, or the spell picks, I should say, are extremely close. Again, another example of where you should write shit down. So if you can theory craft like I'm doing, you should write down all the spells that you could pick at levels 1, 2, 3, and 4 spell list for your Blood Rager, and then do all the spells you could pick levels 1 through 5 for the Demon Mythic Spellbook. Why? Because sometimes there's a reason to want them to overlap. A fine example is I should pick Mirror Image on both spellbooks. It gives me extra castings of a really good spell, and a spell that wears off very quickly. Not because of time, because the more they hit those mirror images, eventually they're all going to disappear. Doesn't matter if I have 9 minutes still on the clock, that spell's now gone. So recast it. Well, I'm using all my Bloodrager spells for other things. We'll take it from the Demon Spellbook. Again, if you have castings of it, you can do so. Here's an example of how I screwed something up. I grabbed See Invisible twice. Again, because I didn't write it down. This is the 4 is coming from the Demon Spellbook. 4 times a day I can cast that level of a spell. Notice 9 spells a day at level 2. And again, See Invisibility was on that list. Now, did I need both? No. Should I have grabbed Mirror Image on the other one? Here? Yes. So I made a mistake because I didn't write it down. This is my advice to you guys. Okay, so it's really important. Again, there's reasons to want overlap. I'll give you examples. We have Ray of Enfeeblement twice. We got this one for free. I still want it on the demon side. It is that good of a spell. I might as well have it. There wasn't much less in the list. Again, I could have grabbed something like Burning Hands twice. I could have grabbed Ear Piercing Screen a second time, Enlarged Person a second time. The lists were very similar. Level 2 spells. Notice how I have Acid Arrow, and then the other one got Scorching Ray. Honestly, if I were to pay attention to that, I probably would have flip-flopped those. I'd rather have 9 Scorching Rays, they do more damage, and only like 4 Acid Arrows. Acid Arrow is still a staple, and there's still a reason to want it. It's the fact that it's the longest range possible, and the fact there's no spell resistance. And of course a different elemental damage type. But it's lame damage, but at the very least it will do damage if they're fire immune. But I don't need 9 of them versus 4 of the Scorching Rays, which were clearly the winner here. Okay, besides that, what else could have been copied? I got Fireball twice. Is that necessary? No. I could have gotten Lightning Bolt twice. I got it once. I'm fine with that. I was really running out of choices. Hell, I could have got Stinking Cloud twice. I don't need them that many times, but once you become immune to poison, which this build did get very easily, this is something that you could capitalize on because it is a poison cloud, a poison effect. We're immune to it. Because we're immune to it, we can walk right into that shit and let the bad guys feel our stink. That's what it's all about. Other stuff that could have been copied, and level 4 is where we stopped because all these level 5 ones had to come from the Demon Spellbook because we don't get level 5 spells for the Bloodrager. But other stuff in here, Fear, notice how we got it twice. I don't have many castings for the Bloodrager. Only get 2 times a day we can cast this level of spell. Again, we're very limited. Our charisma is only a 14 after all. More charisma, so charisma-based gear will boost this. But by and large, we're not getting many castings. We only got 4 castings a day from the demon side of things, but still 4 versus 2. Clearly it's a winner. Having said that, there's other stuff we could have grabbed. Stone Skin could have been grabbed twice. We got it free for one of our bloodlines, but it could have been grabbed on the other side. Again, Controlled Fireball could have been grabbed twice, but again, there was really no need. I write that stuff down. Innervation I grabbed twice. Why? It stacks with itself. I can beam the same target 6 times with just what I have right now, bare naked in the breeze here. I only got no charisma bonus besides my innate charisma of 14. And I can cast this 6 times a day. If I hit the same dude 6 times, and I get a minimum roll each time, which is unlikely, but let's say I have bad luck. I roll a 1 each time. That's a -6 to his levels. That's a -6 to all his saving throws. That's -30 to his health because it takes 5 points of damage per negative level. Again, it's a good spell. A spell worth having twice. Notice I did the same for Dragon's Breath. It's a good spell. 12d6 of damage. Again, why wouldn't I want it multiple times a day? So I put it on both spellbooks. So notice that that's a thing. The other thing that we have going for us is the fact that we have a double bloodline. How did I do that? Well, if you go to your Mythic path, you'll notice as soon as I unlock my Mythic path, which again, I can't stress this enough. You want to unlock this level 1 dual, or it's not called Serpentine Bloodline. That's the one I picked. It's called Secondary Bloodrager Bloodline. If you pick that, you get to pick any other bloodline that you didn't pick. So obviously I'm Abyssal already. I could have picked Infernal, half devil. I could have picked Fey. I could have picked Arcane. And again, because you're picking it, you get all the bonuses that you would have gotten for it from that point on. What does that mean? Well, remember at level 6, let me show you back here. At level 6 is where we get our first free feats. So when you pick that other bloodline, write down the free feats you're going to get from it, or could pick from it, I should say, because you can pick up upwards of 5, and the 4 free spells you get, because again, those are going to show up. For example, the Serpentine Bloodline for free spells, I get Expeditious Retreat for level 1, a spell that I didn't even have access to on the Bloodrager spellbook, or the Demon for that matter. That's an amazing spell. Remember, you're a meleeer. To get from point A to point B so you can melee, having a bonus to your speed that's plus 30 is a big boon. Another example of a free spell. Level 2, the Serpentine Bloodline gets Cat's Grace. I got Bull Strength for the other guy. For the Abyssal Bloodline, that's a solid upgrade. And again, yeah, we're going to get gear that makes both of those, including the other spell you're not seeing here from the demon side of things, the Bear's Endurance, that I just randomly picked because I'm like, fuck it, I already got the one that buffs strength and one that buffs dex, might as well get the one that buffs con too. So I took it. Didn't have to, there wasn't much in the way of good choices. Having said that, that's 3 separate spells that can buff my strength, my dex, my con. And then when I finally get gear that makes those obsolete, you may say, well, that's a stupid pick then. I can still cast the spell on other people, other pets. Teammates, animal companions, for example. Give them a plus for their strength or their dex or their con. They'll appreciate it. So again, solid choices. Level 3, I got for free from the Serpentine Bloodline. I picked up Whole Person, a paralysis spell. Amazing spell, not a whole lot of enchantments. We had access to this spell. We could have picked it as we leveled up naturally, but why? It was free. Just wait for it. It'll be there. Level 4 was one that I could care less about, quite frankly. Touch of Slime. It's alright, it's not bad. I mean, we're actually pretty good at melee touch attacks because it keys off of strength. So, again, we got a pretty good chance of making it land as far as the touch attack part is concerned. It's just, I'm not a big fan of save or suck spells of this nature. Because chances are the stuff you're fighting that has a good fortitude save, it's going to pass this check as the stuff that's in melee with you. But again, I'll give it a shot. There's other things that, we can use to, like Innervation, for example, to soften them up a little bit to make sure their fortitude fails. But that's the free spells I got from the Serpentine Bloodline. Again, from the Abyssal, my original Bloodline, I got, where are you? Ray of Enfeeblement for free. I got Bull Strength. I got a spell that I could care less about called Rage. This is not the rage effect that you get as a Barbarian, or even as a Bloodrager, or even as a Demon Mythic Path, because they have their own demonic rage, which is fucking baller. I'll talk about that later. This one is just a general buff me and my team, but now none of us can cast spells. This is a garbage idea. This is like last-ditch effort, like spell kind of shit. So this is one that was never going to make the cut. It's free, we'll take it because we have no choice, but honestly, you're never going to use it. Level 4, though, we picked up, where's our level 4 spell? Stone Skin. So again, something we could have picked. Yes, we had to wait a long time to get it for free, but again, I'd rather wait to get it for free because again, I have other stuff that I'd rather grab. So again, this is a solid build. But let's talk about the build itself. Why is it worth having? Well, first, notice that we have Rage. Notice that we have a Serpentine form that came from our ability to have the second Bloodline. So literally allowing us once a day to turn into a Hydra. It gives a size bonus to strength, bonus to con, blah, blah. And it may not even be size bonus. A lot of these are mistakes. They say size in the tooltip. Usually they're polymorph. And the reason that's important is we actually have a mythic ability called Mastery Shapeshifter, or Master of Shapeshifting, something like that, where it's any polymorph effect gives us a +4 to strength, dex, and con. And it's actually broken. And we'll talk about that when we talk about different forms, but more on that later. Notice something else that's broken is we have this ability from our Abyssal Bloodline called Demonic Bulk, and get it at level 4. If this is on, like this, and we rage, which is what this is, so obviously once combat starts, we'll rage, we should grow in size, akin to the Enlarged Person spell, the one that I have right here. So why did you grab Enlarged Person? Well, for one, this is broken currently. So I grabbed it simply to show you what a reach build would achieve with this effect on. Enlarged Person will give us the same general bonus as this aura, or this Demonic Bulk will. Well, they still have to fix it, so obviously bug report time for stuff like that. Notice, because we have Close to the Abyss, with this toggle on, we literally get Horns. It's an extra attack. Notice this is something we can get as soon as we unlock Mythic rank 1. I suggest you do so because look what it gives you. Not only do you get resistance to electricity 20 once you get to Mythic rank 2, you also become immune to poisons at Mythic rank 2. And that's not very early in the, or very late in the game, so it's a very powerful build already where you're already immune to poison very, very soon. We even get Demonic Claws. Now the downside of this is this actually, I believe, shows up twice in our build. Once for our Abyssal Bloodline, the other for the Demonic Path. So I can't tell you which one we have, if they stack, I have no idea. Because I routinely use a weapon. But obviously you could unequip a weapon and then see how you change with your ability to maul stuff, to gore stuff. And it's not in here because it's not a toggle, it's just always on. Thanks to our Serpentine Bloodline, we get a free bite every combat round. And that's even if we're wielding a weapon. So now I have at least a claw attack, a bite attack, a gore attack just given to me at this level. As long as I'm raging and attacking, I'll have all that shit. So I could really go balls to the wall with just like a Maul Master, where you literally are doing all natural attacks. Nothing wrong with that, but we don't really have the spells that buff those natural attacks. You'd want things like Magic Fang or Greater Magic Fang. Those would buff you. Sadly, Greater Magic Weapon and Magic Weapon, two spells we do have access to, will not buff natural weapons. You'd have to switch back to your, in our case, Fauchard. And again, this is all about being reached, so that's why we're switching back to the Fauchard. But know that we have these abilities. When if you see extra attacks going off, that's why. Notice we even have an aura that we can kick on. This has actually been broken in the past where it will suddenly damage me, so I'm kind of leery of using it. But it's one of those where while we're raging, anyone near me with this aura on should take damage. Fire damage just around me because I'm basically just kicking off so much fucking heat as a demonic aura. It's kind of cool. Notice we have other things as we go with our demon path. We'll show you that here in a second, but just to show you some other upgrades that we got from just the Serpentine bloodline. Dazing Glare is an example of another upgrade for us. The ability to just literally, as a swift action, kind of lock up a target. They don't paralyze them, so they're not helpless, but they're dazed. They're just standing there, like the idiot outside. Leadfoot. Point is, Dazing Glare will literally let you lock someone down. Obviously, don't attack them. Leave them locked down for that one lame ass round or whatever, however long it lasts. Say how many? Swift action, resist effects, mind effect. Doesn't say anything about duration. Just says 3 times a day. So maybe it lasts longer than one round. Maybe it's a constant check every round. Well, again, we'll see. But the point is, this is a solid screw you to one guy, leave him alone, and then go attack his friend. On that, we have managed in this build, find my feats, we have managed in this build to grab a variety of things. Notice we started with a weapon proficiency in Fauchard. Because it's an exotic weapon, you have to pick this so you can unlock the weapon. Unlike martial weapon proficiency or simple weapon proficiency, which are feats we have for free as a Bloodrager. Again, if you go down here, you'll see that. Those unlock all weapons in their category. Exotic weapon proficiency, because they're exotic, I assume, you literally have to pick one each time. So if you wanted 2 different exotic weapons to be proficient in, you must pick 2 different feats. And that sucks. So we're only picking one, but we're picking the one we care about, the Fauchard. Why are we picking the Fauchard? Because again, it's a reach weapon, and it has a decent crit range. Now this is inflated. As you'll see, we have improved critical for Fauchard, but it crits on the 18, 19, and 20 naturally. And that's a pretty powerful weapon, especially for one that reaches, and especially for one that we can power attack, especially for one that we can wield 2 hands, because it is, and we'll get more damage per strength and power attack as a result of it being a 2-handed weapon. So as you can see, we're going to be doing a metric shit ton of damage for a weapon. Then make us a bigger size category, then give us buffs that increase our strength while we still are able to wield that weapon. You will see that we are very quickly approaching solid numbers of damage. But let's talk about the build. After weapon proficiency Fauchard, notice that in the level 1, because I'm human, I get a free feat. I'm going to take weapon focus Fauchard. Is it necessary? Yes, for the build I have in mind. It isn't necessary, but it's your weapon of choice. I think you really should have at least a +1 to your swing with it. And again, once you get a Fauchard, because again, they don't give you one, sadly. Maybe that'll change when the game is released, but in beta, you don't. I had to gift this to myself. Once you find one or find a shop that'll sell it to you, buy one, you'll be happy. But the point is, we will have weapon focus already at that point. What else will you have? You're going to grab yourself Dazzling Display. That requires weapon focus. So you can see, necessary. We grabbed ourselves Dodge. Normally I'd say in either of these, if you hadn't grabbed it at level 1, at level 3 certainly, or at level 5 at the latest, where's your power attack? Damn it, where's my damage? Well again, we got it for free at level 6. What else did we get for free at level 6? Because remember, we had 2 bloodlines. We get to pick 2 sets of feats. So what were the feats? For the Abyssal, the feats that we could pick from a list, right? So again, we're going to get 5 picks by the end of this purist build. Because you get 1 at 6, 1 at 9, 1 at 12, 1 at 15, 1 at 18. That's 5. We'll get 5 more from the other bloodline. Excuse me. From that other bloodline. Well, you want bloodlines then that don't have a lot of feats that overlap, because then we're missing on the free stuff. So let's get the ones that, again, are different. Another reason for me going Serpentine bloodline. So what's the bloodline? Bloodline for Abyssal, we have things like Cleave, Great Fortitude, Bull Rush, Sunder, Intimidating Prowess, Power Attack, which of course we picked, and Toughness. Now there's a laundry list of stuff in there that's good. Of those, though, Intimidate Prowess, Power Attack, Cleave, Great Fortitude, Toughness are all solid choices to me. Bull Rush, though, could have been a choice, and I think I did take it. Sunder could have been a choice if you wanted to ruin someone's armor. Remember, you have Reach. And while that doesn't help with your Sunder attack ability, it does help you keep distance from someone that you're trying to peel off his armor from him. So again, of appeal. You could have doubled down and grabbed the other feats later on, the feats up here. That could have been like Improved Bull Rush, Improved Sunder Armor, Improved Trip, or Fury's Fall, stuff of that nature. Why do I say Trip? Because if you look at the list for the Serpentine Bloodline, the free feats that you can pick from their list, remember 5 if you get it as soon as level 5, that Mythic Path, and unlock that Bloodline. At level 6, you'll get 2 choices. One for being the Abyssal, one for your other Bloodline, in this case Serpentine. What was the list for that one? Combat Casting, Combat Reflexes, Deceitful, that's a bonus to Perception, Persuasion, Lightning Reflexes, Trip, Combat Expertise, Toughness again. So again, you see we got a little bit of overlap there, not a bunch. And that allowed me to diversify the build. Well, what did I end up grabbing? Well, let's take a look. So here's my list of feats. Notice when I grab Power Attack, the one right after will be the one that's from the Serpentine Bloodline. So here's Power Attack that came from my Abyssal Bloodline at level 6. Same level 6, I got Deceitful. Notice how it's a bonus to Persuasion and Trickery. Trickery I don't care about. I didn't even get any skill in it. But Persuasion is something of importance for this build, because we're going to do a Cornugon Smash build. We're trying to terrorize people, intimidate them. Intimidation falls under Persuasion, so a bonus to Persuasion in any way, shape, or form is a solid upgrade. If it's just a bonus to Intimidation, again, it's still an upgrade. But this is a solid buff for us. So +2 originally, then eventually +4, because again, we got 20 points into Persuasion. Once we got 10 or more points in it, we get a +4 instead of a +2. A solid boon to you starting to scare the shit out of people. Notice right after Power Attack, remember this was at level 6, we got that one and this one. Here's level 7, Cornugon Smash. Yes, Shatter Defenses was available at the same time, but to set it up, you need to have someone scared of you. Sure, I suppose I could have used Dazzling Display, so I didn't need Cornugon Smash. I just wanted it. You're using Power Attack all the time anyway. Why not scare the motherfucker that you're wailing on? So again, that your follow-up attacks are easier to hit. Why? Because he's flat-footed. Why? Because at level 9, we pick up Shatter Defenses. Notice, here's Cleave. This is our level 9 upgrade. So remember, level 6, 9, 12, all 3 levels after, right? So this is the one we got again from Abyssal Bloodline. Cleave. It wasn't available before. Why wasn't it available before? Because it needs Power Attack. We had to get that way here back here at 6. So this is Cleave. And then at the same level, 9, we also pick up Combat Expertise. This came from the Serpentine Bloodline. And then my normal feats, I start picking up things like Cleaving Finish. Notice at level 12, we pick up Intimidating Prowess and Toughness. One came from Abyssal, the other one came from the Serpentine Bloodline. And again, this one was available for both Bloodlines, Toughness was. But I'm happy to take it here, because there was other stuff that I'd like to take in the Abyssal side of things. Notice again, we start with our normal feats again, start getting things like, besides Cleaving Finish, we get Great Cleave and Improved Cleaving Finish, which again, we had to take in our normal feat picks. We're happy to grab them. You're lopping heads off in a circle. This is the definition of why you want to reach build. The farther you can reach, the more bad guys you can wail on. Every guy that dies, you swing it at another guy within range. This is a powerful build. And you start throwing in the fact that we can do Cornugon Smash. The one thing that was missing from this build, I grabbed Blind Fight Blade, and I still maintain it's a solid choice, but the thing that was missing to me was I probably should have grabbed Dreadful Carnage. But again, I really couldn't fit in the build and get it at level 19, which is where I grabbed Blind Fight. Seemed wasteful. So that sucks. But again, I still maintain a solid choice. And you may say, well, get rid of Dodge and grab Blind Fight here and then get Dreadful Carnage there. Sure, that's a viable option, but I took the extra armor. What the hell? It's a +1. You had the dex for it, 13 minimum to get Dodge, and we had it at level 1, so there's no reason not to be able to pick it up. So, I'm okay with that. Keep going, though, and again, you'll see we got Great Fortitude and Combat Reflexes. Again, that was going to be at our level 15, if I'm not mistaken. And then notice that we managed to get, this would be at level 17. You got Improved Critical for our Fauchard. That gives us that high crit range. And then at level 18, for free, we got Bull Rush and Combat Casting. There really wasn't a whole lot left to take here. And while you can say, oh, we'll grab Toughness here, again, I'd rather have the Toughness earlier. I'd rather have the extra HP. So, again, Bull Rush, I'm okay with it. But I could have grabbed Sunder. Again, there's a couple choices here, but nothing really stood out as being woohoo exciting. Combat Casting, again, late in the build, happy to have it. There was other stuff we could have grabbed, lightning reflexes to name one, trip to name two. But there's, some fun to be had here for the ability to cast spells and not be interrupted. So that's part of the goal. So this is basically the build. Having said that, remember we started with a strength of 19, finished with a strength of 22. You may say, well, it's 28. Yeah, I got a bonus here. We got lots of bonuses here. These are broken. Notice we started at the dex of 13, finished with 14. I grabbed this at level 8, the increase. 12. Level 8 was a strength bump, and then at 16 and 20 we increased the strength 2 more times. At level 4, however, that's when we took our 13 intelligence to a 14. Why early? Why not go strength early? Especially if we're at 3 points in strength. Why not get it from 19 to 20 to 21 to 22 as soon as possible? Because remember, you're a strength-based character. You're swinging hard, hitting hard. That's all a big boon. Why would you wait to do that? I'd rather have the skills early. Why? Look at our skills. We invested in 5 skills, 6 if you really count the lame ass 3 points in the mobility. That was simply because A, it had a green check mark next to it, so it's a class skill, hence the +3 you're seeing there for class skill. But also the fact that we can fight defensively, especially early on, with that +3, that 3 ranks invested, that gives us a +1 to our armor class while fighting defensively. It's a massive penalty, but it's still a value if you're trying to tank a little bit. So I'll happily take 3 points in mobility on most builds. And it already had a green check mark. So again, early levels, you might be able to, with this lame-ass dexterity, do a solid mobility check and get some XP for yourself. But we have 20 points in athletics, 20 in persuasion, 20 in perception, 20 in knowledge arcana, and then the lame, if you will, one is Lord Nature, 17. Again, I didn't have to put it in Lord Nature, but there's a green check mark next to it. So I said, fuck it. He's a nature-loving hippie bastard. Maybe he likes to fucking hunt animals and shit, so Lord Nature made sense. But again, I could have taken those 17 away and put it anywhere else. Like mobility, I could have put 17 in it. I would have finished this one strong. I had a 31 in this one. Again, solid upgrade. I could have put it in Use Magic Device. You need at least 1 rank in it to even unlock Use Magic Device. But he's not going to be wielding wands and reading from scrolls. That's not his style. So fuck it. I decided, you know what? He's got a green check mark. Let's get everything that has a green check mark, at least 1 point in it. The only one that's really suffering here, in my estimation, is mobility. And we just couldn't afford it. 14 is as high as I could take my intelligence, realistically. And I'm happy with what we have for points. Having said that, what else do we get for being this is a generic Bloodrager, by the way. We get things like fast movement, we get Blood Sanctuary, of course we got Uncanny Dodge and Improved Uncanny Dodge, allowing us to ignore being flanked, never being caught flat-footed, not counting paralysis and some other effects, but really some solid screw you to those bastards that are trying to freaking ninja attack us. We get some damage reduction, 1 through 5, eventually, very nice, and that's free, that's always on, don't have to Blood Rage to get that, it's just there. Notice we got greater Blood Rage and then these steady upgrades to our Blood Raging ability, specifically the Tireless Blood Rage. Once you finally get to this one, you're immune to the fatigue effect, your Blood Rage becomes super important. And then of course Mighty Blood Rage is another bigger buff. Notice we get 2 bloodlines. The Abyssal bloodline gives us claws, so does the Mythic path. Those claws get upgraded periodically, whether they become magic or they do extra damage, in this case fire damage because you're part demon. Notice that we get things like more claws, better claws, what else? Demon immunities at the highest level. Same when we do the other bloodline, the Serpentine bloodline, so immune to electricity and poison for the Serpentine bloodline. What was it? Probably under special abilities. Serpentine resistances. Notice that we get steady armor upgrades as a result of that. If I come over here and look at our armor, when we rage, sorry, that only kicks in when we rage. Resistance to poison, and yes, we're immune now, but we weren't originally. We get a Serpent Fang I told you about. We get, what other upgrades for being Serpentine elasticity. This is my one reason for doing Serpentine, really. Our reach while blood raging is another 5 feet. So you see how we're 6 feet? We blood rage, that actually goes even larger. You get us a bigger size category with a large person, or that demonic bulk, which is broken, or any other spell that makes you taller, bigger, stronger, faster, all that shit. Literally, the reach goes even further. We are reaching upwards, in my estimation, of 11 to 15 feet at the end of this build. Just getting big, elongating our arms, which you won't see it, but it's implied by your extra reach. and with a reach weapon besides, suddenly we're reaching a big ass fucking circle. The electricity immunity and all that fun stuff, like I said, came from the demon side of things, but of course there's other stuff that comes from being level 20 Serpentine. I just don't remember what the hell it is off the top of my brain. Here we go, immunity to poison at level 20. Notice that you can't be caught flat-footed. Not a problem for us. We couldn't be caught flat-footed anyway. We don't provoke attacks of opportunity. Now that, on the other hand, that's money. The attack of opportunity literally is something that is always a concern for A, a caster, or B, anyone that's a fluid combatant, someone that walking in and out of combat left and right. That literally, of course, is at the very end of the build, but that's just really, really nice to have, in my opinion. Again, solid build, solid spells, know which spells you're getting for free. The last thing to show you, because again, this video can't end in only half an hour, Brother Mutant, we need to talk about their aspects, the upgraded aspects, which you're seeing here and here, and then of course the Demon Lord aspects, which are these bastards down here. Just some ridiculous shit. We can have 2 of these on at any given time, and only 1 of these 3 or these 2 on at any given time. We also have a demonic rage multiple times a day. I think we only get like 3 or 4 times a day. And it's a separate version of rage. You can use in conjunction with your blood rage. You don't have to, but you should, because we also managed to pick up as we leveled up. Where are you at? Is it not going to say in here? So I'm going to have to go back here and look at our abilities. Where is my cool stuff? Not traits, no. It is the enduring spells. Greater enduring spells was a bonus to us. Flawless attacks was another bonus for us. Abundant casting was a bonus for us for at least our Bloodrager spells. We got 4 extra spells for level 1, level 2, and level 3. That's why we have so many castings in a day. What else did we pick up? Archmage Armor. This is a spell that I picked up from my Bloodrager side of things, and I decided, well, I could totally wear light or medium armor in this build. Nothing wrong with that, and you should do so if you find some good stuff. Archmage Armor is a solid bonus to you for a decent amount of time, many hours a day, upwards of 24, which we have. And with this, instead of it being just a +4, you'll see we're at 14 right now, we can take it to 18. Normally with that spell, Mage Armor, with Archmage Armor on, we literally can turn that +4 into a +14. So this could be a 28 just by casting 1 spell. Notice we got Master Shapeshifter, a bonus to all our polymorph abilities, which we're about to show you here in a moment. Destructive Shockwave. Even if I miss with my melee attack, I do my strength bonus damage, and right now we're looking at a +9. That doesn't sound that impressive. I whiffed, but I still did 9 damage to you. Well, okay, at least it's damage. But B, I'm going to go more than 28. I'm going to get some spells that we're going to cast on us and some gear besides. They'll put us right into the 40s. Probably could even get to the solid 50. So again, if I had this at a 50, what would the number over here be? It would be +20. So managed doing 20 damage even on a whiff. It's still pretty impressive, right? And they'll just make this number go higher, higher, higher. So when we do hit, it's going to fucking hurt. So again, we got a lot of real buffs here. Limitless Rage was a solid upgrade. We didn't grab this at level 1 Mythic Path. Don't do that to yourself. It's good. It's tempting to do because, again, Rage is something of importance to a Bloodrager. So having it never run out, certainly you can see the appeal. But again, it was important for us to pick up the second Bloodline, the Serpentine Bloodline. And that's what we picked at level 1 Mythic hero. Again, this could be incorporated, most of this build could be incorporated into a mercenary. You wouldn't have all the cool shit, your demon stuff that you're seeing here, but again, you could totally have gone Bloodrager and gone crazy with your fucking 2 bloodlines and just had all kinds of fun casting spells and just cutting stuff up. So the real crux of the build is not the demon mythic path per se, it's just more on top, just adding to it, if you will. Having said that, let's kill something. Let me show you some stuff. So here we go. Oop, look, we got ready for battle already. Something jumped us. Hey, Nivea. Right, so here I am. Notice how I'm blood raging. Notice how I have close to the demonic bulk on. Notice how I didn't get bigger. I should have grown in size. How do I know I didn't? Because watch this. First, I have Sorceress Reflex. Something else I didn't mention. That's another mythic ability that allows us to cast 1 spell at the start of every combat. The very first spell we cast, like True Strike, for example, is a swift spell. See it down here? Watch when I highlight something. See how it lights up down there? What if I was without armor? Oh shit, I forgot to put mage armor on. Here you go. Maybe I want to just straight up attack. Fireball. There you go. Again, variety of choices. But This one it will use for us. We're going to do enlarge person on ourselves. Bam. That's how big I should be with just this ability on. I'm already raging. Clearly you see the red aura. And again, that was activated. So it should have gone big. It doesn't work. Needs to be submitted as a bug report. Please do so. I'm going to do the same. Notice how much farther I can reach this bastard. Look how far away I am from him. I don't even move. How do you know that? And besides, when I attack, you'll see I immediately swing. Look under my feet. Do you see any green? Here's the green now. See any green? Nope. Bam. That's how far my reach is right now with this build. Sadly, let me just get back to my turn. Hopefully Nivea doesn't screw it up for us like she likes to do. She really does this. Nivea. This pisses me off every time. Damn it, Nivea. Just had to do it. Anyway, let's get us to another fight. Where are we? Let's go here.
Move out.
We'll get us to another fight. Matter of fact, I got a way to make sure that she's not a problem because she's limp along Cassidy here. Let's give ourselves some of that expeditious treatment. Zippy, zippy. Oh, can't keep up with me. Can't keep up with me. Alright, now. Again, same deal. Notice how I am raging. Oh, it took my spell off of me. You suck. There we go. Now I got it. Now I'm grown. Look how far away I can attack this doofus. Look at this. Look how ridiculously long that is. I literally go to here and I can hit him. That's this pebble like right here. That's how far away I'm attacking this dude. Think about your front ranks of people like your tanks up front. And I'm just reaching over their shoulder and stabbing them with this ability. Boom. And remember, that reach is a 360 degree circle. Why do I mean that? Because remember, I have cleave, great cleave, cleaving finish, and improved cleaving finish. If I kill somebody, any bad guy within the range of that fucking circle, I'm wailing on. I'll show you another example here in it. Let's do this. Go back to an earlier time, and we will summon using cheap tricks the zoo. Okay? Here's some bad guys. Now they won't attack me, but it'll illustrate my point for distance. Okay, so first, obviously I can hit this guy. I can hit that guy. What about this dude here? He's still, even though I'm raging and I'm not big, I'm still close enough to hit that guy with the tiniest stutter step. See the little green pip under my foot? It's the tiniest little nubbin. But if I move, hit, and kill him, which I won't do because these guys have like infinite health, then I would hit this guy, and clearly this guy. Well, what about this guy here? If I move that close, I can hit that dude. And again, if he died, you better believe that this guy, and this guy would all be within range. So I'd get a free attack. After killing him, I'd free attack on that guy. If I killed him, then it'd be free attack on this guy. If I killed him, free attack on... See, I'm just killing dudes in mass. And it's autopilot. It's just one of those things that's always on. Now, could I just straight up click them and cleave? Sure. Look at the range of my cleave. That is the range of my reach right now, that circle you're seeing. But I don't want to do that. Why? Because I've yet to make myself big. Now, look at the range of my cleave. Where do you go? See how much bigger that is? Huge circle. That is the range of this build. With a reach weapon, bigger size category, and the elongated arms from me having the Serpentine Bloodline while blood raging, of course. Literally, a fucking circle of death is what I'm putting out here right now. So let's go and stab this dude. Notice how I hit everybody. And remind you of something else. Let me get back to my character. Get my turn. Notice how many guys are shaken. See the effect? The little aura of dust particles, whatever, that's them quaking in their booties. Every guy I hit, I had power attack on, thanks to Cornugon Smash. Shaken, 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 shaken. At least everybody is scared of me. Now, why is that important? Because now if I were to do it again, let's do that cleave. The attacks this time around, because they're scared, will all fall under the category of they are they are flat-footed. So if they had any dodge or dex modifier here for armor, it's gone. Literally just because I scared the shit out of him and I hit everyone with one cleave ability. And I got 4 attacks still. And every attack was at full strength. And that was by doing nothing more than clicking a button called Cleave. This is the worst of the 4 feats that I picked for Cleave. Because I have Cleave, I have Great Cleave, which makes Cleave better, so that's why I got 4 attacks. I have Cleaving Finish, which means if I kill somebody, which I can't do because these guys are immortal, but if I killed this guy, I would swing at one of his friends for free. But the best one, the 4th one, the one that takes the most feats to get it, the Improved Cleaving Finish, means that if I killed this guy, I would get to swing at every dude and kill as many guys as that's within my range. And that's a big ass fucking circle range, man. That's a lot of shit that I get to fucking stab. So there's a lot of fun to be had here. Remember, I also have buffs for my weapon. And the reason you may say, well, why even bother? You're going to get a nice Faux +5, probably. Sure. But in this game, much like in Kingmaker, there's 2 things to point out when it comes about magic weapons. One, getting it earlier is better because, again, you can get to a +5 weapon sooner because it stacks with an enhancement of the weapon. If the weapon's +1 and I have another +1, it's +2 now. If I have a +2 weapon and I have a +3 bonus, it's maxed out at the +5. It can't go better than +5 in this way. Why does that matter? Well, A, besides getting it sooner, better swing and better damage, of course, but also, routinely in Kingmaker, and I gotta assume the same applies here, in Wrath of the Righteous, the best weapons you find are like a +1, +2, +3, but the bonuses besides that, you know, like it's a flaming weapon of ass whoop, +1. Well, I can turn it into a +5. So wouldn't you rather have the kick-ass weapon that you normally say, oh, I don't want to use it because it's only a +1, even though it does all this other cool shit? Well, now you can make it a +5, baby. And that's the beauty of this spell. And it lasts for a long fucking time besides that. Remember, there's just so much fun that you can have with this build. Again, we could be shitting out auras of fire. I could be clawing guys and goring guys. Let's actually start doing some of this shit and see what this looks like. Yep. Come on. Give me my turn back. You ain't killing any of these guys. You know you suck at your job. By the way, something to point out to you here. If we were to melee attack me, flanking, I think I'm flanking every one of these guys. Because I think the way flanking works in this game is they just have to be within range of your melee attack. So technically my melee flanking range is fucking huge too. So when I have a team, like let's say I have these meleeers, this character and this character, Camellia and Seela up here. Seela could be hitting this guy, she'd get a flanking bonus. Camellia could be attacking this guy with her melee weapon, and she'd be getting a flanking bonus, all because my character is within range of all them fuckers. I'm basically distracting them, if you will, and that's what flanking is. Solid upgrade. But again, not the point. Let's actually start wailing on a dude, just show you what a general attack looks like. Boom, there's a hit. Boom, there's a hit. Boom, there's a hit. Another hit. Wait for it. Oh, that one. And another one besides. What were all those last attacks? Notice how I got a gore attack and then bite attack. I didn't get, because I'm using a two-handed weapon, I didn't get any of my claw attacks. So let me show you what it looks like if I were to unequip my weapon and attack that way. May have to wait a whole nother round for this. I have to unequip the weapon and I don't think I get a full attack chain at that point. Put the weapon down.
Die!
There's a claw. Yeah, see, I don't get like one attack. It'll be on the next attack. You'll see multiple attacks. Pass your turn. Pass your turn. Give me my turn back. Nevia, you ain't doing nothing. Stop lying. Alright, let's just maul this dude right next to us.
Let's hear you cry!
Attack. Gore attack. Bite attack. Or bite attack, gore attack. Sorry, gone backwards. But again, let's take a look at those attacks to see how they actually pan out. So here's our first one, right? 1 of 4. Claw, hit. 32. Solid bab. Strength bonus besides. We're a size penalty because we're big. It's hard to hit those small dudes. Another bonus here, +2. I have to imagine that's coming from one of our rage abilities, or probably one of my aspects. Penalty thanks to power attack, but a bonus thanks to blood rage, +7. That's a pretty good bonus. And of course the target's scared, so therefore flat-footed thanks to Shatter Defenses. That's the first hit. Second one was another claw hit. Same exact stats. What about our bite attack? 3 of 4. This is our third attack, our bite attack. 20, 10, 1, plus 2 still, minus 6, plus 7. Solid screw you for attacks. And solid damage, by the way, just to reiterate some other points here. You know, look at that claw damage. 2d6 plus 35. I got a 2d6 plus 35. Got a 46 on that one. For the bite. 2d6 plus 35. What about our horn strike? Ooh, I did con damage. Must have been from the bite. Critical miss on the horn attack. Ah, boo. Well, we'll have to see what that looks like next. We'll hit him on the next one. Come on. Yeah. Go ahead, shoot. Good job. Yeah, you're doing great. Gore him this time, damn it. Maul. Maul. Bite. And headbutt. Okay, there's our headbutt. 32. 20, 10, minus 1, plus 2, minus 6, plus 7. Same exact stats across the board here for all those attacks. Solid attack chain here, man. Just really just not stopping for the how badass that is. My downside, again, is the fact that we don't have the ability to make our fists, or our claw, excuse me, and our bite and our horns magic, but I think they qualify as magical attacks. But that doesn't mean we get a plus to our swing as a result of that. So how do we do that? Again, have someone on your team cast Greater Magic Fang on you, and suddenly you'll have a better +5 to your attacks. Or you can give them the necklace that gives the bonus that you would get for like monks. Here, let's backpedal here. I'll show you what I mean. I can gift the weapon, or the necklace to myself. So let's go to search and pick. It takes a while. It's going to be an item, and it's probably going to be, if we look for fist, probably show up. I want to say it's the Amulet of Agile Fist +5. Might even be a +6 in the game. But if you look for that one, and know it's in Kingmaker, there's monks in this game, so this has got to be a staple in this game, I would assume, because it's how they get magical fists. There you go. Amulet of Agile Fist. Notice there's +1, +2, +3, 4. Mighty Fists also work. Let's do Mighty Fist +5. Now, if I were to equip said necklace, +5 attack and damage rolls with unarmed attack and natural weapons. That's all the shit that we just meleeed with. So again, if I switch him over from the Fouchard directly to this, and do our little summoning of bad guys. So again, save that. And where's my zoo? Summon a zoo, please.
None shall escape.
There you are. See you look. That's your turn. Alright, maybe you got finally got something to shoot at there. Good job. Nope. Alright, where the hell are these guys at? Here's one right here. I want to cast that spell on me. Move to action. My range is still pretty good. Not as good as it was with the Fouchard. Remember, claws aren't reach weapons. Same with bites and gores. But the fact that I can stand that far away and still claw, bite, and gore him is pretty fucking impressive. But you'd have to turn all these on. And probably turn that on too, just be a jackass. Go to town. Okay, now, before we go further, look at those attacks. Notice the +5. Also, when we look at the damage, you'll see it went up 5 points. Again, that's because of the Amulet of Mighty Fist. Same principle, and it won't stack with Greater Magic Fang or Magic Fang, those spells. That's what that does. Same exact principle here. So again, plenty of ways that you could melee and have fun. Now, having said that, let's talk the last thing about our different demon forms. And I am, this time, going to show you all of them. So this video is going to be extra long because of this. I apologize. But it's worth noting. I'm just going to turn on these things. Jimmy have mine. And again, there has been glitches in the game. It's still early access, so notice the fact that I originally had like my charge ability, and of course I still need to show you your demonic charge as well as your gaze. Demonic charge is a new ability that we got for being Demon Mythic Path. It's fucking amazing. What was I going to do? I remember now, damn it. Oh, forms, yes. So first, general stats. Okay, 28, 14, 20, that's a lie. 14, 13, that's also a lie. 14. This should be a 7. This should be a 14. Notice the +6 coming from aspect of the Balor, the 6 from aspect of Shadow Demon, and then the 6 up here from aspect of Vakia. You should only be able to have one of those on at a time. The one that I care about, obviously, is strength. There's a bunch of them. One of the other ones can buff your intelligence. There's not one that buffs your dexterity, and there's not one that buffs your charisma, which seems odd to me that they have strength, con, int, and wisdom. I don't know what the fuck that's about. But it's what it is. But they're solid upgrades. And again, only one toggle should be on at a time. So this +6, +6, +6, only one of these should be applied, I believe. I'm not submitting it as a bug report, but someone probably gonna. So again, if you feel the need, do that thing. But what I want to show you is not that. I want to show you how much better we can be if we start shapeshifting. Okay, so that starts at level 2 for us, thanks to our demon spells. That spell is called Demonic Form. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And in each of them is multiple choices. So let's do every last one of them. Here's the bow. Notice how you change form. First, go to inventory. I'll just show you. You've locked all this stuff, so you don't have weapons. Why? Because you have claws, and maybe even a bite and a tail sting, it looks like. But again, whatever attacks you get is what you get. You still have your armor coming from your lucky bracers, and you can prove that by going over here. You see that I'm also going to get my bonuses to save thanks to my cloak. So even though they're locked into my form, I'm getting those bonuses. What I'm probably not getting? Armor. Having said that, I have Mage Armor spell, remember? I have Shield spell, and I have that Archmage Armor Mythic ability to give me a lot more armor. So I can buff myself up another 18 points over here with 2 spells. So again, I'm fine. Notice how I get natural armor from my form, from being a demon. Ugly motherfucker, I'll grant you that. Pretty badass though. Now look at my stats. Strength, +8. Should be +4. Why is it +8? Remember I have that Master Shapeshifter? That's a +4 to Strength, Dex, and Con. Here's an example of how this is wrong. See how I have a +4? This form doesn't get a Dex bonus. So why am I getting any Dex bonus? I have to assume that that's a bug. I'm not reporting it. Again, if you feel the need to be honest, tell the devs, hey, I think this is a mistake. Why? Because the Master Shapeshifter shouldn't give me Strength, Dex, and Con if the form doesn't give me both Strength, Dex, and Con, right? Maybe I'm wrong. So again, I'm not saying anything. But it should be a 0, a +0 instead of polymorph +4. Con, on the other hand, also should be +0 because again, +4. The aspect of the Baylor, that's different. That's not a polymorph effect, so this Master Shapeshifter doesn't kick in for that. But this is, again, a solid character. I mean, in lane, quite frankly, this is one of the lowest forms that I can turn into. Decent attacks, solid damage, and they probably have an innate ability besides. Notice it's getting its protective slime ability, wherever the hell that is. So again, that might be armor, that might be some other thing, like a spell-like ability they can cast. You'll find that all the demon forms have something different. Some of the demon forms replace your weapons, not with claws or bites or gore attacks, with actual weapons of their own, which we'll show you here in a bit. But then again, if you change into this form, you have to start using claws. Okay? So that's the thing. Now, so let's cancel out of here. That's this ability right there. Okay, let's turn into the other one. So that was, again, the bow. Here is the Bloodrager. Okay. Wrong one. Here's your Bloodrager form. Again, looks badass. Love his little hooves. That detailing? Wow, that's pretty. Again, notice how he has a longsword. A generic, crappy longsword. But remember, I can still cast spells. I can turn that into a magic longsword +5. And if you had weapon focus in longsword, I don't. I have full shards. But if I did, here you go. This guy would get a boost. There's nothing wrong with that. It does look like we're not allowed to equip weapons, though. So again, if I tried to equip a different longsword, I'd be screwed. But notice his strength, +4. That shouldn't be there. The dex, +8. That should be +4, but it is +8, and that's accurate. Why? Because again, I have that master shapeshifter ability. Con, again, +4, should not be there in my estimation. But again, I'll happily take it. He's a strong character, but more of a dex-based character. And again, I have spells. So some of my spells are dex-based. Raise spells, for example. If I want to turn into a different form where I have a nice dex bonus, a better chance to hit, here you go, baby. Doesn't look like much, but he'll go to town. He'll have some fun. What else does he have going for him? Gets its fire breath and flaming weapon ability, so his weapon must turn on fire when he attacks. Here's his flaming breath ability. I don't want to shoot him and it'll kill my team. But again, I would have that ability to do that. Let's turn back, get the other form. Okay, at level 2, the next one would be after, so again, we've done the Babao, the Brimarack, the Shear. Ooh, he looks nasty. Is that a Trident? No, he's got a Glaive. So again, another example of a reach weapon. Notice the 6 feet reach. This is a reach weapon. This could have been my choice. Again, I went full Shard because of better crit range, but I could have gone Glaive, and then you turn into this form, you'd still have all your weapon focus and special abilities that are focused on Glaives, because he's wielding a Glaive. And a Cold Iron Masterwork Glaive at that, which is weird because he's a demon. Cold Iron should hurt his hands. Point is, he's got a nice buff to strength. 6, should be 2, but 6 is because, again, Master Shapeshifter. Again, a bonus to Dex, which he should not have. Con bonus, he should have. It should be a +2. It is +6. That is accurate, though. And again, tough character. Lots of fortitude. Really good HP. And again, I can still cast spells and buff my armor besides and have really good armor class. Notice that, of course, while these bracers are working, even though they're locked away, I could have just as easily had bracers of armor class +8. And again, I don't need the mage armor spell and the archmage armor ability. But a 14 is better than an 8. I think we can all agree on that. So, again, I'm okay with it. Just know that there was other choices, other options that you could have gone with. And again, tough as nails character. Really good HP. You would have fun being this guy. What kind of special ability does he get? Probably Gore, powerful charge. Which means that when he does charge, he just does more damage with it. You will not see it under here as like a special ability, more likely than not. It is really just referring to the fact that his charge is better. Let's actually see if we can demonstrate that. How about we do a zoo for this bastard? Here we go. I'll probably step back and then around charge one of those doofuses. In fact, I'm going to even cast a spell on myself. Oh, it won't work because I'm not human. That's an enlarged person. You're not a person. You're a demon. That's why demonic bulk would be better if it was working. Notice that last part of this phrase. This is actually a good point to bring up here. It says you can get one size category larger, which is exactly what enlarged person does. However, keep reading. As enlarged person, even if you aren't humanoid. So if I was in dragonkind form, like I used dragonkind 1 spell, demonic bulk would make me a bigger dragon. If I was a shambling mound, again, demonic bulk would make me a bigger shambling mound. This would not work with enlarged person, just like enlarged person didn't make this form bigger. How do I know that? Because if you look at your size, it should be +2. Oh, it did give me the bonus. It's just, oh, the form is static. It's not showing that I'm bigger. Oh, that's trippy. Anyway, let's waste our turn. Let's actually get away from this guy. I want to do a full charge on that bastard. Show you what a full charge looks like on this son of a bitch. Alright. Come on. Come on. Come on. No, not your turn. Get my turn. Alright. So what should happen? Full charge to somebody, and I'll get extra damage because of his what's called powerful charge, right? Powerful charge ability. So again, it's nothing more than an enhanced version of your charge. So it still keys off of charge. Ready? What the hell just happened? Didn't I hit him? Superior uses charge ability and it did nothing. Boo! What the hell? Let's try that one more time. Just make sure there's not some kind of weird glitch. Like I tripped on a pebble or something. Oh, there we go. Whoa, we hit that guy. That's weird. But use the charge ability. What happened here? The Gore attack, 3d8 plus 62. And again, part of that is the 3d8 is because of the powerful charge, so it went higher dice. Like I think you have 2 more dice. So it should have been a 1d8. So that's why it's 3d8. And then I think we even get more strength modifier, which is why it's 62 instead of probably like a 47 or a 50 something. So again, more damage. That's all that really did. So I mean, it wasn't super impressive, I'll grant you, but again, a solid choice. Remember, power attack was on, Cornugon Smash works, and of course, improved cleaving finish is still a thing. Doesn't matter how you kill a guy. With things like Dreadful Carnage, something that I could have grabbed. If I used Dreadful Carnage and I did a powerful charge on that bastard, he'd have died. If he had died, again, I would have AoE scared the fuck out of everybody from nothing more than charging into battle and killing a dude. Which, of course, as a demon, it makes perfect sense. Now that's level 2. Of course, there's other spells besides to talk about, but you won't waste your time with that. Gotta have you have some fun. But let's show you some of the other forms. Here's your demonic form level 2 ability. It's a level 3 spell, though. Don't confuse that. Notice that we have 3 to pick from again. We've got Drachny, Clavicus, and Abyssal. Let's go in order. Drachny, do this. He's a bug guy, just like that bug demon bastard that started all the fights, only creepier. Dude, this thing is hideous. Very nice model, guys. Holy shit. Notice how he is a biter and a clawer, so he's taking away your weapon and doing that shit. And again, it looks like he's got the ability to do so. Nothing wrong with that. What kind of buffs did we get? Well, again, polymorph plus 10 for strength. Again, should be 6. 4 more thanks to my ability, which is fair and accurate. I'm at a 38 now. Remember, if I had a belt of strength on, I'd be getting that bonus. That could be another plus 8 up there. That's a 46 strength I could be staring at with this spell alone and a really nice piece of gear. Just saying, that's a really nice modifier. Again, Dex is higher than it should be. Con is accurate because it's plus 4 and then another plus 4 on top of that. The aspect of the Balor is the part that's wrong. That plus 6 shouldn't be there because I'm going to be using the aspect of the Vivacia, the one that gives me strength only. Again, a bug report should be submitted. I'm not going to, but they will definitely fix that shit. Because again, only one thing should be buffed, either strength or con or intelligence or wisdom, depending on which toggle you turn on. But look at that. Beautiful HP. Nice armor. And again, I've yet to cast spells on myself to buff me even more. Again, I can add another 18 on top of that 21 easily. So we're looking at a solid, what is that, a 20 to a 38, 39 armor class. And again, that's minimal. I've yet to even buff with other stuff, like Shield of Faith spells and stuff could put me even higher. So again, a solid form. Again, able to still cast spells. Some serious fun to have here. For example, here, let's just do some of the shit that we probably should do. That spell. Here's some catchphrase for you, buddy. Get yourself some bears and burns while you're at it. Now look at him. Jesus Christ, man. Huge strength, dex, con, just owning shit. And then again, he doesn't even have extra strength from enlarged person. I bet you that would work. So demons apparently are considered people too. Takes a while to cast this spell. There you go. And again, there you go, 44. Bigger size kick, or size plus 2 though. Jesus, we're even larger than I thought. Which means we're going to have a solid penalty to armor class. Although size -1 here, that's not bad then. Again, plenty of fun to be had here. Does he have any special abilities for that form? It's poison and drone abilities. So what is that? That's got to be something special. Poison is probably just part of his bite or his tail sting attack. But poison drone ability, where's that? But this drone. The sound of a Drachny in flight is a mesmerizing, unsettling drone that causes confusion in all non-demons who hear the sound. A Drachny can activate this ability once per 3 rounds as a move action. Any non-demon creature within 30 feet of Drachny must succeed as a will save or become confused for 1 to 4 rounds. A confuse effect. I don't care about that so much, but just know that it's there. Turn it back. Oh, that was our Drachny. What else could we turn into? How about a Clavicus? Give us a... What was their special ability? Powerful charge and horns ability. Nice. So again, probably keying off your charge. What does he look like? Oh, baby. Look at that evil son of a bitch. Love the belt, bro. Again, solid bite attack, solid claw attack. Probably got 2 claw attacks and a bite and a gore attack besides. So he's got multiple attacks. The ability to charge. Really good strength. Again, looking real good over here with a +8. Dex is even a bonus. That +6 polymorph, you can trust that that's accurate. Con, +4. That one is not accurate. But again, I'm not going to quibble if it's there. So again, a solid buff. Solid armor. Ways to increase that characters with other spells besides. Again, you're doing well is my point. Now let's change back. All right. Turn into, so that was the Clavicus. This is the Nabazu. Ooh, he's got wings. I like him. Oh, Jesus, look at that sick bastard. But the chicks dig him. Yeah. Got it. Loving good. Again, a solid bite attack, solid claw attacks. And look at them fucking talons on that son of a bitch. Jesus, that's a mean bastard. What is his special ability? He's got the Death Stealing Gaze. That sounds cool, which they can use for 3 rounds. Ooh, 60 times. That's nice. Love the look at this bastard. He's look like a fucking gremlin. again, how are we doing on strength? Looking really nice. No, that's a cheat. That +4 shouldn't be there. Dex, on the other hand, that should be a +8. That is accurate. So he's a Dex-based character. Makes sense because he's a flyer. Con, he did get a +6, and that is accurate. So again, solid health. Good fortitude. Again, he's doing well. The will saves are the real issue here. But again, when we rage, try to remember our will buffs get like crazy high too because we're raging and we're uncontrollable. Hence the high will saves. So again, solid character. Let's turn back and look at our level 3 version of this spell. And back to freaking. All right, level 3 version, which is a level 4 spell for demonic form. Oops. What the hell? It's not letting me cast them. Oh, there we go. So what's this? Was this a Varrock? Yeah, Varrock. Getting its mirror image ability. You actually fight one of these in the earlier game without ruining it for you if you do a certain thing. I won't tell you what that is, but he's a bitch. And again, here's part of the reason why. Dude is strong as fuck. +6. We got a +10, of course. His Dex, +4. That's inaccurate, but whatever. Con, he has a bonus to his con, so he's tough as nails. So I think it's a strength con character. And again, will maul the shit out of you. And that mirror image ability is not a spell for him. It's an actual ability. See it, where is it? That's a glitch. Another bug report. Oh, maybe I just need to close this. Nope, that didn't help. I know it's there, so it's probably one of those where it's glitching out. It's a damn shame. But there's an ability like in here that you're allowed to click that's very similar to you having this spell. The mirror image. So multiple times a day you can do that, basically for free. It's not a spell, it's an actual ability. And again, once they fix it properly, again, bug report that shit, it'll be a solid upgrade. Right? Now, having said that, let's actually just go back in time. Maybe if I just change into the Varrock by itself, because it's getting confused with all these demon forms. What's going on here? So if I do that Varrock one again, right off the bat, notice it's saying 4, 4, and 4, not 0, like it did a moment ago. Okay, here's our Varrock form. And it's the mirror image in there now this time. There it is right here. Mirror image. Yeah. And he will do that when you fight him in the game too. So when you fight that guy, you'll be like, "Oh, you prick!" So again, solid upgrade. Notice that's your Varrock. What was our other one?
All this waiting bores me.
He also could turn into a Nalfeshni. Incredible strength. Ooh, let's not that. Getting incredible strength. Oh, pig boy. Ooh, nice wings. 42 strength. Ooh, Jesus Christ. Polymorph of 14. 10 naturally. 4 more because of me. Ooh. Put a belt of 8 strength on that guy. He's at a 50. Just saying. That's pretty good. And again, I could also get bigger. So that's another +2. I can get you up to a 52 strength is what I'm basically telling you. Holy hell. And that guy's got a bite attack and a claw attack besides. Not surprising. Just a mean son of a bitch. Alright. Backpedal in time. That was an Nalfeshni. What was our other one then?
Let's move already.
Glabrizi. Hey. What's up, buddy? Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, look at the pincers and the hands. Nice, right? What is his specialness? Rend ability. Ooh, I wonder if that just tears out their armor. Again, got a weird pincers attack. That's got to be part of the rend I'm missing. And then a claw attack. Which have got to be these little dudes here. He has a very solid strength of 6, +6, +10 thanks to me. Dex again is a lie. Con, +4, +8 because of me. Not bad. Tough. Good armor. Yeah, not so much. But again, we can get it higher with spells. Alright, not bad. Now we got the ultimate. The highest level demon forms that I can turn into.
I'm losing my temper.
What do you got for me, sunshine? It is these. I have a Balor, Galu, Marilith, Bavakia. Balor is one of my favorites. I'll do that right now. Just because it's exactly what you'd expect a Balor to look like. Just fucking evil And they even give him a whip, which doesn't, I don't even think exist in this game except for this. So a solid whip that does fire damage. It's probably considered a reach weapon, like it can shoot farther. Yeah, melee reach weapon, see that? Then he even has a longsword. So again, if you have weapon focused longsword, he has a +1 unholy longsword that they just give him for free, which of course is that evil looking weapon right there. Ooh, Jesus. Now imagine you had weapon focused longsword as a specialty, whether you're a fighter or sword saint or whatever, and turn into this form. You are still wielding a longsword. So in theory, a sword saint could turn into this form and benefit from still being a sword saint. If that's true, that's evil. That is fucking evil. Imagine all that fucking high intelligence. We have the ability to increase your intelligence besides. And have that bastard just get like a massive buff to strength, dex, and con. His strength went up +10. 4 more thanks to me. Dex, that's a lie. Con went up 8. Again, 12 thanks to me. Again, a solid armor class. A solid on HP. Good attacks across the board. Extra attack with his cool ass whip. Still can cast spells. Still can rage, still can demon rage and blood rage and all that shit. That's pretty cool. I like the Baylor. The Baylor is one of my favorites, I won't lie. What are the other 3 though?
Battle
the other 3 is to round out our video. We got the Galu. Okay. Flying wolf goat man. I don't know. He has a weapon and is a falchion. Nice crit range. Again, not my favorite weapon. It's a 2-hander, which means it's going to do hella damage, though. Doesn't have much in the way of reach, but again, there's ways around that. He has a solid strength bonus of +4. Dex bonus, no. Con bonus, 2. But again, okay. What does special abilities get? Anything? Rain of Blood. That sounds like it's worth it. I like that. And again, that's going to fall under his abilities tree. So that's going to be this thing here. Rain of Blood. As a standard action, once per minute, the Gallo can command the wounds of all creatures within 30 feet to erupt into a gory deluge of blood. Any wounded creature in the area immediately takes 3d6 points of damage from the Rain of Blood and must succeed a 31 DC check fortitude save. That's not bad. Failure indicates that the damage becomes bleed damage, which for those of you that don't know means it's every round they take damage. And the affected creature becomes staggered from the pain as long as the bleed damage continues. Staggered, for those of you that don't know, is a condition that means you can either move or attack or cast a spell, but not both. Why is that important? Because a full attack requires that you have both the ability to move and attack. So literally they're going to get one swing and they're done. So really, really nice way of screwing people over with that staggered condition. Of course, immune to bleeding damage are immune to this effect. The save DCs are constitution based. And it said that already. It's a fortitude save. You don't need that last statement there. But whatever. Point is, it seems to be enemies only. Hopefully that's true. That's an amazing attack. And it doesn't say how they had to be hurt, just that they're wounded. So it's going to have less than full HP is probably how that's going to key off of. What was our other one? There's 2 more, right? So that was the Galu. Maryland. No, the wrong one. Still a good one. Basically, you're a Hydra. I mean, it's not. It's got Marilith, but again, it's a Hydra. Notice this is a reskin of it. Getting his crushing tail ability means it has another special attack. It says it has a longsword. That's clearly a mistake. This ain't got no goddamn weapon. You're lying to me. That's probably bite some more. So I don't know why it's doing that. So that's clearly a bug. As far as abilities, +6 to strength, another thing to dex, +4 to con. It's okay, it's decent, and again, it's probably got like poison bites and shit like that, is my guess. But again, it's what it is. Last one is another one of my favorites, another big form, and that's what it's called. But I'll show you in a second. It is the Vavakia. It's like goddamn demon centaur, if that's a thing. Look at that shit. The hell is that? What is that? Wide load. And he's got a weapon. A trident. Notice how tridents, by the way, are melee. Not melee reach, despite all appearances. Again, decent weapon. 2-hander. Solid damage. Breath weapon ability. We'll see that here in just a second. But his strength is +10, much like the Baylor. Nothing for dex. His con is +8, again similar to the Baylor. So again, a lot like the Baylor in that regard. A decent guy, and I like the breath weapons. Let's take a look at that. That's gonna be under here. It's like it's acid. That's fire. Okay, so that's a lie. They really need to color change that. But again, breath weapon. And I wonder. Let's actually go back in time. We'll do a summon of the. What do you call those bastards? The zoo. So we have something to attack.
All this
I want to do the
waiting
breath weapon on that
bores
just to see how much damage it does. I'm betting it's epic. Probably like 20d6 or 20d8. So here we go. And we're gonna do F10. Summon the zoo. Yeah, you guys are screwed now. Alright, so here we are. And Superior's going to do his breath thing. Oof. Wisdom drain, like that. 20d6. Unholy damage, no less. I wonder what the wisdom drain was about. That's got to be one of my aspects of the demons, I'm betting. Solid damage. -4 wisdom drain. Oof. So now the question on that is, why am I getting all these ability drains? So these aspects that you're seeing here, again, a lot of these things not only are like bonuses to your damage, bonuses to your spells, bonuses to the DC checks of your spells, for some of the reasons why I like the Incubus and the Brimarack, by the way. Again, you can only have 2 toggles of those kind at any given time. The third toggle you're seeing here is the special demon category, like the major demons or the demon lords. Vivaki is the one I have on. That's the one that's giving us some solid +6 bonus to strength. That's why I would probably leave that one on. Notice how it does. An aspect of Vivaki deals all enemies within 50 feet of the raging demon 1d6 unholy damage per point of bonus demonic rage gives the demon to attack and damage rolls. So literally, by being near these guys, I should be doing AoE damage just from having that toggle on, and raging, of course. But it might be demonic rage. So let's see. Matter of fact, this probably is demonic rage because it's a demonic effect. Show you what that looks like just so you can understand what I'm talking about here. Alright, so this is the... Ooh, they took it off my damn tray again. I hate when they do this. Alright, so where are you? Right here. This is your demonic rage. This is what they're referring to. Notice we only have 4 uses a day, but the good news on these ones are you use them, it's awesome, but B, oh, look at that. Aspect of Vivaki, that's right there, 4d6. What was I saying? The good news about the, while it's only 4 uses a day, it lasts for the entire fight. There's not a duration. So if you're in a fight, it continues to last. You've clicked that demonic rage for that entire fight. You have that buff, and the buff is significant. I don't think it's a buff to your abilities. I think it's just a buff to your swing and such. Let's actually attack some. No animation. That's kind of a bummer. Jesus Christ, how many attacks are you going to get off of one dude, man? Let's take a look at that. Right here. 1 of 8. Okay. We found a winner. Solid attack, solid strength, size penalty, +1 weapon. I can make that +5 with the spell. Power attack, demonic rage, and blood rage stacking together as I thought it would. So +11 here. That's very, very nice. It's a monster of a hitting son of a bitch. And then the damage. Jesus, look at that. 3d6 plus 76 damage. That's just beastly. Got follow-up trident attack. Follow-up trident attack. Follow-up trident attack. Wait, we probably got more here, so we're getting gore. Nice gore attack in there. Amulet of Mighty Fists kicking in for that one. Solid attack and solid damage for that one. Then we got a claw attack, and a tail slap. Jesus H. Christ. This dude is just brutal with 8 attacks in a round. And remember, go back to the character real quick. Try to remember for this build, thanks to the fact that you have Cornugon Smash and Power Attack, Shatter Defenses. Cornugon Smash is always on so long as you have Power Attack on. It's an autopilot thing. So every time I hit that dude, I was doing an intimidation check. See how it said intimidate, 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 and then passed every time? That's why he's got that aura on him. So obviously, if it's against someone that an intimidation check, which we got a really nice modifier by the way, but if someone had like say a DC, because it's based on them, your DC check, you're trying to pass your check against them. If end game, just let's say some of the demons you're fighting are going to have DC checks in the 40s, maybe even the 50s. You got a 51 goddamn modifier, and you still roll a 1d20. We hit a 60 goddamn 2. The chances that they have something higher than that is pretty slim, and while they may be immune to the shaking condition, not everyone's going to be, and that's why this build is so much fun. Throw in the fact that even when that doesn't work, you have your improved cleaving finish, the massive reach that you have with your glaive or fauchard or whatever weapon you're using, your bigger size, of course, too. Make sure to use your demonic bulk and your large person spells and your righteous mites and everything like that. And you will reach really far. And with the Serpentine Bloodline, while you're raging, your arm's elongating, they don't see it. So again, you see the distance you'd have to clear to hit that guy. The fact that I can be this far away from this doofus and still hit him is pretty impressive. Because literally, that's really far away. And just AoE circle when that dude dies, I'm attacking everyone else thanks to Improved Cleaving Finish. I think you guys will like this build. Now, certainly this video's gone on long enough. With that, though, my name is Brother Mutant. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. Apologies if this was kind of a repeat video, because I think I did something about this similar. But I wanted to show you the inherent power of the improved cleaving finish and Cornugon Smash working in tandem, and the fact we had a variety of ways to increase the reach, not least of which was your ability to cast spells, but also the type of weapon that you picked. With that, though, I'll see you guys soon. Bye now.